In this video, we're going to look at the area of a sector and the area of segments. So let's take an example. Find the area of the sector of a circle of radius 2.44 centimeters, given that the angle at the center is 1.2 radians. So what we're going to do is draw a diagram for this question. So we're going to draw a sector like so, and say that the angle at the center here is 1.2 radians. Don't forget the C means radians, and that the radius is 2.44 centimeters. So we can write that here as well. So the first thing we ought to know is that the area of a sector is the following formula. It's a half r squared theta. So in our case, it's going to be a half. The radius is 2.44 squared times 1.2, which is in radians. We can do this in our calculator, and our calculator is in radians mode, so we're fine. So 0.5 times 2.44 squared times 1.2 will give me the answer I'm looking for. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video, and when you're done, I will go through my work solutions. Okay, welcome back. So the question states, find the area of the sector with a radius of 5 centimeters and the angle at the center being 1.2 radians. So like the previous example, we're going to draw a diagram. So we're going to draw our sector like so, marking our center as O. This is 1.2 radians and the radius being 5. So we can say that the area of a sector is a half r squared theta. So in our case, it's a half times 5 squared times 1.2. We can make the squared a bit more legible. So here. So we can just get our calculator, type it in, 0.5 times 25 times 1.2, and we get exactly 15 centimeters squared. In this question, the question states the area of the sector is 28.9 centimeters squared. The angle at the center is 0.8 radians. Calculate the value of r. So the first thing we ought to do is to write down that the area of a sector is a half r squared theta. So we get 28.9 is equal to a half r squared times 0.8. And then we're going to times this side by 2 and this side by 2 to cancel out the half. So the half and the 2 here will cancel. So we're going to double 28.9, which is 57.8. And that's going to be equal to 0.8 times r squared. So to find r, we just do the square root of 57.8 divided by 0.8, and we square root the whole thing. So we can just type that straight into our calculator like so, and we'll get our result, which is 8.5 centimeters. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video, and when you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, welcome back. So this time the area of the sector is 18 centimeters squared. The angle at the center is 0.64 radians. Calculate the value of r. So as before, we're going to write down the formula. So the area is going to be a half times r squared times theta. Therefore 18 is equal to a half times r squared times 0.64, and as before, we're going to times this side by 2 times this side by 2, and then we're going to cross out these two respectively, So double of 18 is 36. That's going to be equal to 0.64 times r squared. And to find r, that's going to be the square root of 36 over 0.64. And then we're going to get our result from the calculator. So typing that straight in to our calculator, we're going to do the following: 36 over 0.64, and that gives me 7.5 centimeters. The next example is about finding the area of a shaded segment. So what we're going to do is write down the formula for the area of a shaded segment. So the formula for the area of a shaded segment at A level is going to be a half r squared in brackets theta minus sine theta, like so. So in our case, we can say half times the radius is 7, so it's 7 squared times 1.2 minus sine 1.2. Please make sure you're in radians mode in the calculator. So we could type that straight in: 0.5 times 49 times brackets 1.2 minus sine 1.2. So that will give us the following value of 6.57 centimeter squared. Here's a question for you to try. You can pause the video. When you're done, I will go through my work solution. Okay, welcome back. So let's write down the formula. So it's the area is equal to a half times 6 squared times pi over 3 minus sine pi over 3. Don't forget our calculator needs to be in radians mode, so we can work that out. It's going to be 0.5 times 36 times pi over 3 minus sine pi over 3, and we get an answer of 3.26 centimeter squared.